Well, good evening, everyone. Appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. We're going to be doing a chest workout. And so I'm going to be switching things up just a little bit tonight. Since I'm going to be doing arms, I said in my previous video, I'm going to be trying to do arms twice a week now. I'm going to do, normally I would do dips on chest days, so I'm not going to do dips tonight. But on my other two tricep days, I will do dips on those days just because I like the movement and the variation of the close grip bench, and then using that Olympic easy curl bar as a close grip bench too, a little bit closer. Yeah, still be doing legs and back and chest just once a week and shoulders. So yeah, I'm trying to push everything in, round everything into where everything is basically getting trained in 5 days and then have the extra day, which is going to be that second arm workout. Trying to monkey around with them just so I get enough rest in between. I'll vary with the volume on my triceps, and like today I will do some pressing movements, but I don't want to do all pressing movements. I'd much rather do a few pressing movements and do a lot of other exercises where I'm doing flies, like dumbbell flies, incline flies, cross bench dumbbell pullovers, just so I don't absolutely trash my triceps. So I'm going to be doing a new exercise tonight. Going to be doing the reverse grip barbell bench press. And I'll be doing that in the open rack where we've been doing the close grips, just so there's a lot more room for me, because I tend to do the wide grip bench, the reverse wide grip bench with the very wide grip, not just like a mid or normal. So yeah, I call it wide for a reason. So my hands are almost right to where you rack it. So I sometimes have to be really, really careful. I've actually clipped my thumb before, and I'll look down and I'll have like a chunk missing out of the top of my thumb. I'm like, what? Oh. Didn't even feel it. So, and once we go heavy with that, I'll use the slingshot, and then I'll use the elbow wraps for those, probably in the last set. And yeah, really good stuff. Do the incline hammer strength press, do the incline dumbbell press, incline dumbbell flies, flat dumbbell flies, cross bench dumbbell pullover. And yeah, we're just going to plow through, try to get a lot of blood in there. And I won't be doing the flat dumbbell bench press. That's probably my least favorite dumbbell exercise. Just there's a lot less, the stabilizing, it's a lot harder for me, that one. I just don't do it that often. And even when I get used to it, it's still not my favorite. I love being able to do the incline dumbbell press because I can see everything that's going on really well. Really like that. So yeah, if I'm ever doing anything flat, I do like to use a barbell for the most part. So if I'm doing the triceps, it's like the close barbell bench press. And so yeah, my wife and I just got up our Christmas tree like last week, and then we're just starting to get the ornaments up on it around the house. And then we have one of those big huge light blow-ups, nativity scenes that we have out in the front. We still have all of our big huge pumpkins right out front too. When they start to raw a little bit more, we'll set them in the backyard. The last couple years we've had a bunch of pumpkins growing in the backyard because we made the mistake one year of just setting it in our garden, and then they, of course, will just flatten. And then months later, they started growing. I'm like, hey, there we go. So yeah, we have pumpkins everywhere. So we just keep adding them. So yeah, by the time we move out of our rental, they're going to have a pumpkin plague. The squirrels move around the seeds everywhere. So they're everywhere. So yeah, definitely going to be a really good workout tonight. I'm going to try to start doing more videos consistent. Obviously, with the holidays, made it a little bit more difficult. We didn't do a short on Thanksgiving. So I'm probably going to be doing, we'll be doing 6 workouts a week now. And I would still like to get a 7th long form video. So I don't know, I'm playing it by ear. Probably will do like a day in the life. Nothing too crazy. Since it's a new channel, I don't really want to include my family too much in it, just because, I mean, it's new, right? And once, you put the video on the internet, everyone can see it. So I'll probably show you my cardio. I just started doing my cardio. I'm bumping that back up again. On top of the 10,000 steps I've been doing each day. Trying to keep up. Sometimes I miss some of the steps, but I'm really trying to be faithful and keep it up. Not just for you guys, but for myself too. Because it's like I could, grind all the time doing workouts and, trying to eat right. But like cardio, it's in steps. A little harder for me. So I have a little rowing machine at home, and I want to try to do about 150 minutes of cardio a week. So I'll do about 21 or 22 minutes a day. just so I hit that 150-minute mark at the end of the week. And I have a rowing machine that I'm using. I have it in the garage. So I did that earlier today, and it was, man, it's really cold out there. I actually had to wear my, like a long sleeve shirt, my hoodie. Yeah, sorry, to do that since it was so cold out there. But that was nice. Able to push. Sometimes I'm able to push a little harder when it's nice and cool. My body isn't like fighting and sweating, trying to cool me down, and I'm not like, super warm. So that makes it really nice. So when I do the day in the life, I'll record some of my cardio that I'm doing in the morning. I'll record some of my steps I'm doing. I won't always be, because most of my steps that I do in the house. I don't have a treadmill. I literally will pace back and forth. I like that because I'll screw around on my phone. I'll listen to audiobooks. I'll look at the different channels that I have, try to respond back to comments, and it's fun. Or listen to music or something. So usually it'll take me a little over an hour and a half of just solid walking to hit 10,000 steps. And I don't have I've had issues before with the step tracker, the watches, with charging and like syncing correctly. Even when you spend like $100 on them, a lot of the times it only lasts for a year or so. So I'll just use my phone. And so obviously it's not as accurate because I always have my phone with me, right? So even like tonight, I'll make sure I have if you see you think it's my wallet, but it will be my phone in my pocket the whole time, trying to get all the extra steps. Because I probably get 2,000-3,000 steps just running around the gym here, moving the camera, the filming equipment, and setting up different stations to lift. So, and then I'll be videoing like some of the meals that I'm eating. I'll show you guys how to make the anabolic. Kind of got that from Greg Doucette. If you guys ever heard of him, he's on YouTube. He's got like 2.4 million followers. A lot of he's pretty spunky if you've ever watched him. He's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun to watch, but sometimes he's kind of aggressive with the way he goes after people. Are they natty or not? But yeah, I really like his stuff. And so yeah, calories in, calories out. That's where I got that from him, and that's how I drastically started losing my body fat. So I got below my set point in a deficit, and then I started to slowly lose weight, which was great. So yeah, sorry, rabbit trail. The anabolic French toast, I got that from him. But I'll show you guys how to make that on there. Normally I'll do like 3 pieces of French bread that I get. I do a cup of egg whites. I put some cinnamon and a little bit of vanilla extract and a couple of like Sweet and Low or Splenda packets in there. Just mix it up together, and I just let it soak into the bread. And so, I mean, it's really not a lot. I mean, each of those pieces of bread is probably about 100 calories, and then the egg whites, the cup, is not that much either. So you're probably looking at probably around between 40 and 50 grams of protein. And then I use the sugar-free maple syrup on there, which has like 5 calories or something like that per couple tablespoons. So a lot less than normal maple syrup. So yeah, I have just a way that, I got that from him, just a nice little way to manipulate the calories to still, it tastes about 80% as good as the real thing. And it's not rich or heavy. So, it's not like you get done, you feel like, like I said, like when we put a lot of butter in our food for Thanksgiving. So I felt really heavy, sluggish. I could feel it just from eating that one big meal on Thanksgiving Day. So yeah, I'll do that. And I'll obviously I, drink a lot of diet soda. And the Smart Pop popcorn has a lot of, it just has a very little calories and a lot of fiber. So it's satiating. So a nice little substitute for chips. And obviously before, like I was telling you, it's like you don't have to be perfect. You strive for perfection. You're not going to be perfect all the time. So even if you want to splurge a little bit, just be mindful how many calories that you're eating. And then eat a little less around that. So, if you're going to have 1,000-calorie shake from Wendy's, you're not going to be eating that much for the rest of the day. Or even you could, instead of like for the calories in, calories out for the day, you could do it for the week. So maybe have a little less for a few other days. And so as long as it's by the end of the week that you're still in that 500-calorie deficit, so it's at 3,500 calories altogether through the week, that you'd be eating less. As long as you can still get to that, you're going to lose about a pound and a half of fat a week. And so lots of little tricks of the trade, stuff that I do. And I'll also make I do the same thing that Ronnie Coleman would do. I would do like 1 or 2 cups of egg whites, and I would make 2 or 3 packets of grits. They do the different flavored packets of grits, which is really nice. And you can get like low fat slices of cheese and really get a lot of protein. And I think it's like 50-60 grams of protein from doing that. And it's really, really thick, really full. It makes you feel very full. So I like to do that too for breakfast. And then a lot of my meals during the day are just, honestly, I love plain old white rice. For variety, I might put a little soy sauce or teriyaki sauce on there, nothing too crazy. But I love plain old white rice. I don't make the rice in chicken stock or anything like that, just because it's like, if it's generic enough, I can eat it again and again and again. So it's like, as long as my chicken is cooked nice, it's fresh. Well, like right now with the turkey, I'm taking like pieces of the turkey breast and I'm like tearing it up. And I mean, we had rice tonight, and then I put it in there. And then I added like just a little bit of barbecue sauce on there, the masterpiece. So not a lot, because there's a lot of calories in that. And so I love chicken and rice, or turkey and rice, vegetables. I mean, I'll throw some vegetables in there. I need to up my vegetables too. And still trying to work on getting more fluids in during the day. And so I noticed like the other night when I had like probably like 2 cups of rice. And I mean, in the morning, it's like my weight was still around like 190, around 194. I looked a lot thicker, a lot fuller, not like fat or anything, but just because the carbs just filled with the glycogen levels, just filled up my muscle. And so honestly, it's like I need to try to make sure my carbs are consistent, still in a calorie deficit, but my carbs are consistent, and my water intake is good. And also, I haven't really talked about creatine much. Creatine really doesn't work for me. I'm not a hyper responder, so I mean, same thing with coffee. I can drink coffee and it'll put me to sleep. And no, I'm not ADHD or anything like that. But always, I mean, it's like I drink it because it tastes good. It's the same thing with, my little sugar-free rock star that I got going on here. I don't know how much it helps, but just it's probably a placebo. But yeah, I'm not a hyper responder at all to creatine. So I've heard before, this is studies that it works phenomenal with people because it saturates your muscles, gives you strength. I don't think I've ever really felt it. But there's a lot of scientific studies that go beyond it just being great for building muscle. It's great for I think like helping with early stages dementia. I think. Don't quote me on that. Don't do it again. I'm not a doctor. I'm not trying to blow smoke. Maybe I'm just blowing hot fumes right now. But from what I've heard from creatine, there's a lot of extra healthy health benefits to using it for like longevity. So yeah, I don't know it exactly. I should have researched it a little bit more before I told you guys about it. But yeah, look up creatine, look up benefits. Use ChatGPT or just put it in Google. Heck, you'd probably be able to get a bunch of stuff right on YouTube. What is creatine good for besides gaining muscle and strength? So yeah, a lot of really good things there. I'd like to be more consistent with using that. I haven't been consistent before with it, just because it doesn't really give me that much strength or anything, but it's just another healthy thing. Honestly, that's the reason why I'm doing the cardio. I didn't even count it. I did like 22 minutes. I don't know. I probably burned maybe 150 calories on the little rowing machine. I do like steady state cardio on it, nothing crazy. Probably not going to progressively overload too much with it, just because I don't want to burn out. I'd much rather get consistent with something, get really good at it, and then go from there. Like, okay, do we want to bump this any more than 150 minutes a week, or do we want to bump the steps to 10,000, from 10,000 to 12,000? Also from steps, having like 10 to 12,000 steps a day is supposed to also help you like live longer. Very good for your body. So yeah, I wanted to do more cardio, just because, even though I'm not doing HIIT cardio, I honestly think you could probably consider the exercises that we're doing when it's really explosive lifts or really strong, that it probably kind of acts the same as like a HIIT cardio session for, maybe 8 to 10 seconds, depending on how long your muscle is under the load. But it's really good for your heart valves. And so that's why I'm starting to do more cardio. So even if I'm not really noticing any difference in weight loss, I want to be consistent with that, because like I said before in previous videos, the heart is the most important muscle in the body, and people generally don't give a crap about the heart until they have problems or symptoms, and they're like, oh my gosh, the cholesterol's too high, oh my gosh, we got to do this, there's plaque built up, or oh, we got to do this and do that. I'm like, hey, why not fix it before it's a problem? Because you only live once. And so I want to live for a long time, but I don't want to spend the last 15 years just really struggling, and then thinking about what I could have done better as a young person to have improved my body as it aged. So yeah, even if it's not doing much with the calories, I want to do it just because of the health benefits. And honestly, I think that's what everyone should be doing, because it's phenomenal for your heart. You want your heart to be nice and strong. So yeah, like I said, the seventh day I'll be doing kind of like a vlog, yeah, something like that, day in the life, and showing you my eating, my cardio, my step count. And as this channel grows, I might start to introduce you guys more to my family. Just, you know, it's different right now. This is all very new for us, filming and including them. Obviously, she helps me with a lot of the video editing, which is such a blessing. And Jonathan's, he's like barely 3 months old. He's almost 3 months old. So he's too young enough to know he'll be on camera, but we're not going to put him on camera yet. So most of my nights, I will usually stay up until like 4 or 5 in the morning because I have the night watch so my wife can sleep. And then by then I'll sleep in from like usually about 11 to noon. So I'm only still getting about 6 to 7 hours of sleep. So be like, oh, you wake up so late. I'm like, yeah, but I stay up until 5 or 6 in the morning. How'd you be? So yeah, because obviously you need to change. It has to change, and like clockwork, every like 2.5, 3 hours, he is needing to be fed. So basically, he's like a miniature bodybuilder. He's pulling a Jay Cutler and a Ronnie Coleman and a Hugh Jackman to where they woke up in the middle of the night to have their protein drinks. Except Jonathan needs his baby formula. So yeah, really busy there trying to balance everything out. I'm getting familiar with all the platforms that we're doing, getting Rumble set up, Pinterest, a bunch of them. If you guys check out my link tree, you'll see all my different things there, from buy me a cup of coffee that's on there. It's kind of like a tip jar on the Amazon affiliate, Instagram, TikTok, and we'll expand on those too. I need to upgrade them because we do have more platforms. But yeah, I was going to try to do Reddit the other day, but I kind of gave up on that just because they're very, very, very strict on what they allow you to post. I had it all set up and everything with a profile and the bio and descriptions and the link tree, everything all set up. And then I tried to post one of my shorts over there. And after about 3 times trying to post it, it kept getting rid of my video. And I'm like, dude, this is a joke. It's really hard to do. Very, very finicky, picky. And I'm like, if this is how much of an issue it's going to be, I'm like, I'm not even going to bother. I mean, open up something else. I think another one is Quora, Quora, and I think that's another one you can upload shorts and stories. So I'm going to be looking into that too. So I think by the time we're done, we're probably going to have about 8 platforms. But a lot of these, it sounds like a lot, right? But the nice thing about these is that you can take a short that we make from the long form content, like a little movie preview, movie theater preview, and add it as a silent short, and then I can add the copyright music from whatever platform there, and the text. So that does take a little extra time, but the basically the big portion of the load has already been done by making the short and splicing it all together. So yeah, so we're getting used to it. It's getting easier and easier to post these, do it. Still takes me a while to go through. Excuse me. My wife does the. She'll do the shorts, but she'll help me set up the format of the long form, like in the timeline, the intro, and the ending, and then I go through and edit it. And if the music or anything is too loud, we'll go through there with the pro version. We'll be able to lower the music, which is a blessing. Makes it a lot easier. And so yeah, I've been flapping the whole time. It is a little after, what time is it? It's about 10:50. So I see a couple cars here. People are working on it. It looks like they're cleaning the CrossFit. Looks like he's cleaning the floors in there. The big mop bucket. That must take a while. I've only been here during the day once, and that was to get my key card and sign up to the gym. So I've honestly, apart from that first day I was here, I've never seen anyone else in that gym because they're always closed. And so, and all the cool supplements and stuff I see here, unless I come back during the day, I ain't buying any of them because there's no one here. And so, pros and cons. So, all right, we'll get in there and we'll start with the reverse wide grip bench press. And yeah, I'll see you guys in there in a second. Appreciate you. All right, starting with the wide grip bench press. I've already done, I started with the bar, and then I did 95 pounds. Now we're moving to this just to make sure things are warmed up with the joints and the shoulders. Yeah, I definitely like doing them in here. It's a little freer. I don't have to worry about clipping my thumbs at all, so this is good stuff. I'm gonna start using a slingshot now, just for a little more stability. And one thing I really like about the slingshot, especially on this movement, is it just really kind of keeps you locked in. That sensation doesn't feel like you're gonna, I don't know, just more secure. But I've been doing this long enough to where I've gotten into a groove, especially once I start using the slingshot. I feel a lot more secure. So you'll have some people that wonder, I wonder why he's using a slingshot so early. Like, well, just for a little more security. All right, 20 reps, not bad. We'll go up to 225 now. Probably do a little lower in reps so we can go heavier. I probably should have done 20 reps with 185, but I'll still get in the feel of it. Okay, we're going to 245. Probably do this one for about 6 and then we'll stop. And then I'll use my elbow wraps. It's actually feeling really good. Let's go. Man, 7 reps, not bad. Okay, moving on to the incline hammer strength machine. Already starting to feel it. I just warmed up with 45 each side and I did 20 reps. And 2, when I do this, I'm going short of lockout, just so I can keep constant tension on my chest. The lights are good over here. I'll start to lower the reps here, it's just so we don't fry ourselves on the lighter sets. Upper chest is really pumped. Starting to see the division, the line that separates there. Kind of see it on this side a little bit more. See it pop out there. Well, this time I'll remember to actually do the reps a little lower. To between 8 and 10. Whew. It's already feeling heavier now. I'll put 3 wheels on, and then I'll probably start to use my elbow wraps. That'll be our last set of those since we didn't start with them. I felt a lot heavier. And remember, guys, please put away your weights. And no, I'm not leaving a 45 in each side. I take it all off. Because you never know who's using them. So just take it all off. That's my tidbit for the day. Already started with the warm-up set. I used 45 and did 12 slow reps. I went up 5 pounds with the warm-up, but deliberately tried to do the reps a little slower. Just so I can just do some more feel sets. Okay. Here. Whew. Felt a lot more powerful with the elbow wraps. At 95. Let's go. Come on. We got a big old pump going on. Trying to get the Arnold chest. The leaner I get, the way my shoulders separate. You kind of see the lines going there. That's cool. I have a harder time posing on this side. I'll turn a little bit more. There we go. Cool. Moving on to dumbbell flies. I already did a warm-up set with 40s. Did 12 reps with that. Did nice and slow. Just because my joints are starting to get a little tender. Yeah. I think we went to 60s last time, so we'll just go to 55 because I didn't get that many reps of that. And yeah, that wide grip reverse grip bench really took a lot out of me, but that's okay. I couldn't have imagined trying to do dips today. That would have killed me. Okay, I'm gonna do 55s. And I'll probably slow these down quite a bit too, just because it's definitely gonna feel heavy. Ooh. One more. Whew. Okay, something I'm doing a little bit differently here. My bench has a slight incline, so just a little bit different. Arnold used to do a lot of these variations to where I don't know if he would progressively overload in each set, or maybe he would do, if he did 135, he would do a couple different angles with the same weight and then move up, starting back down at the same position with the angle of the incline. I don't know, or if he just progressively overload as he played around with the angle. So I've never really heard that confirmed. If anyone out there ever has heard it confirmed about what his angles were, if you progressively overload, if you do a couple sets, or if you just do straight sets on one incline and then adjust it and then start light and progressively overload again. Yeah, if any of you guys know that, just comment and let me know. Create some conversation in the channel. But yeah, I just started with 15s on my first set, and I'm really focusing on the stretched part of the position in that negative, because that stretched part, when you lower the weight into that negative, I forget if you call that the eccentric or the concentric. It might be the eccentric, I believe. In that position where you stretch, you can really build a lot more muscle mass stretched there. Because I think the strongest part of the movement, I believe, is the negative. So sometimes even when the positive part of the movement is fried, if you have a way to get the weight back up, like with this, if I can't do full flies anymore, I could do some presses. Sorry, I could do some presses after the positive movement is failed. So I do a press and then lower it as a negative fly. Do a press, lower it as a negative fly. Lots of little variations, lots of tricks of the trade, different variations of the bench. I've honestly never really played that much around with the incline on like a lower. Maybe done it a few times over the years, but usually it's just the normal incline everyone does, or like a decline or a flat. So feels good so far. If we can build more upper chest mass, that'd be good in my book. And two, I like it as well that I can look up a little bit and see myself, so I can see how deep I can go. And two, it almost turns into a press fly, but that's okay. I don't want to stay too wide because then it starts to bother my shoulders. I'll just rest here and let it stretch. It feels really good. So with these, I won't go as heavy. Get that muscle-mind connection. Even try to flex at the top. There's no reason to really touch the dumbbells. Just sitting in that stretched. And obviously play things by ear. If you're doing this in a stretched position and it hurts, don't do it. Figure out where that stretched position is, and if you have to maybe go a little bit closer in to where it's almost more like a push press, that's fine. Some people go really, really wide and they go a lot lighter than even 25s. They'll start with like 5s, 10s, and 15s and doing it more, they do it more of a shaping movement. That's not what Arnold did. Arnold went pretty darn heavy with them, but if you ever watch how he would do them, he would do like super wide at the top and then go super deep, but it would be like a push press. I think Lee Haney did that as well. And they both had phenomenal, just monster chests. So I think we'll move on to the 35s next. This is kind of an awkward angle too when it comes to popping the weights up back. Just because it's in between how I usually do it. So I'm still able to kind of get them close to my stomach there and pop them up. But I just think if I were to go really heavy with these, especially if I was doing like presses, I'd have to figure out a different angle, maybe like halfway in between the abdomen and the knee, somehow in the middle. Actually, I could probably do that now. See how it feels if I pop them up. Okay. Not bad. Sometimes with my fly movements, I have to try to vary with, especially my right shoulder. I've always kind of had issues with it. Even when I first started, it would click. I've never injured anything, but especially on flies, never have an issue with the left one. I mean, it might be a little sore and a little tender, but I've never had the same sensation in my shoulders as I do with the right one. So even with this, I had to actually bring when I was going down with the reps, I came down closer to the face versus like in the middle of the chest, because I could feel it clicking a little bit. So once I moved up like that, then this clicking stopped. So that's a sad thing, is like, there's wear and tear in the body as, you get older. Like I said, Father Time is after us all. It's hunting us down. There's a lot of little different tricks you can do to be safe with things, to make a movement safer. And sometimes you might have to discontinue a movement or an exercise completely for a while until you heal up. And so there's certain exercise, like the reverse grip bench for a while really bothered my shoulders, so I just stopped doing it. And with the strong as I've been getting in my dips in the close grip bench, I was actually able to go up weight tonight. Plus, I'd never used those, the elbow wraps. I'd never used that before. I think the last time I did it, I got 225 for 10, and I was using the slingshot, and I didn't go up again. But this time I had the slingshot, and I think I got 12. Maybe it was more than 12, I don't remember. And then I went to 245 and got that for a number of reps. And so I hadn't even gotten to that weight, but then I used my the elbow wraps after that, and I was able to drastically go up in weight with that. So really cool. Makes me feel even more confident. And obviously people could say, well, that's kind of cheating. I'm like, well, it may be so a little bit. I mean, when people power lift and they're using those suits to squat and bench, I mean, I guess you could consider it's not raw. So like, is it cheating then? I mean, I don't think it is. I mean, I like to use bigger weights. I mean, big for me. I've never been able to bench press 405. I don't think I ever will, but that's okay, because my chest still looks decent. But it's still nice to be able to use a lot of weight and do it safely. I mean, because as I get older, the weights will gradually keep decreasing, and that's okay, because then it just turns into a maintenance game, and I don't want to always push the limits, especially when I'm older, and then end up hurting myself somehow. When you're younger, you can get away with a lot of that stuff. I mean, obviously, if you're young and you're really being carefree and you're not being smart, you'd really hurt yourself, especially if you're not warming up. Like I was saying before, back in the day when I used to see kids that were 18, like 16, 17, 18, at the YMCA, they would get under 225, and they hadn't even warmed up yet. I'm like, dude, you guys are going to hurt yourselves. I mean, luckily they didn't. Just young enough and limber enough to where they were okay. And genetics, I think, has a role in there too, with how, strong your tendons and ligaments and tendons and cartilage and everything is, and your muscle. But I've always been terrified that I was going to tear something. So I'm always very careful, even though I use bigger weights. Like the last time when you guys saw me doing barbell shrugs, when I had 405, and I think I did a set of 20, and I thought I was going to go, okay, I got 12 reps with 495, so 545s on each side. I think, okay, I'm going to throw on a 25 in each side and see if we get it. And I did it for 1 rep, and I was like, nope. I'm like, I'm not going to pull my trap and then spend the rest of the week having issues with the trap being all tender and sore. So it just isn't worth it. Play things by ear, listen to your body, and be safe. Like I said before, I'm not a doctor, but everything I try to do is a maintenance and care of my body, trying to keep it healthy, trying to keep it safe. So I'm trying to diet down. I used to have just terrible, terrible blood pressure. I forget my numbers back in the day, where it consistently used to be like between 145 and 165 over 80 or something like that. And I mean, that was just being calm. And then after losing about 50, 55 pounds over the years, my blood pressure has drastically went down to where it's, some days it'll be like 135 over 80, and then, it'll be like 115. It just depends. It's all about being safe. And so, all right, I better put these away. And we'll do cross bench dumbbell pullovers next. Okay, we're doing cross bench dumbbell pullovers now. We did a set with 40 for 10 reps, and now we're moving to 55. So normally with these, I'll have the dumbbell sitting right next to me. When I get down, I'll just kind of go over it, put it over me like that, just to get it in place. Let's see how I do it. So lean over, and just like you're doing a dumbbell French press, into that diamond, one over one over the other. Press it up. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way up. And when I'm done, just lower it. Okay, we will move on to 65s next. Chest is fine. Retired. Angle. These, you don't hear anyone talk about these anymore. Set this here. You don't hear anyone talk about these anymore. Because Arnold was a big believer in doing them to really stretch that rib cage, to get the rib cage to expand. So as you go to the bottom, you really inhale just to stretch. And honestly, as big as my rib cage has gotten over the years, and my dad used to do the same thing. And even though he's like pushing 70 now, what is he, like 67? He doesn't have a lot of upper chest mass, but he's still got that big barrel of a rib cage. So honestly, you just saw a lot of guys back then that these big barreled chests, and they were all doing the same thing. You got guys now that can put tremendous amount of size on their chest. But no one talks about doing that as like a rib cage exercise to expand it. They do it primarily for their lats and their chest. But I do that because if your rib cage is bigger, it's that much more of a foundation that you have to put a big chest on versus a small foundation you put a big chest on. You're still going to have a great looking chest, but you're not going to have that big barrel, the big man's chest. So yeah, I like to keep my butt quite a bit lower here. Play it by ear. If you're like arching too much, going down, it hurts your back. You don't have to arch as much. And sometimes I'll set this on my chest for a second. I don't put all the weight on there, especially the heavier I go. So inhale. Exhale. All right, guys, welcome back. So I just got done. It is close to 1 o'clock in the morning, and I did a 15-minute tanning session at the end. That was actually kind of nice. It was really warm. It's really cold outside, and hopefully 15 minutes wasn't too long. So if you see in the next couple videos if my back looks absolutely strawberry red, well, you knew I went wrong with something. Workout went really good tonight. That wide grip bench, I don't know if it's because I was still a little bit tired from my tricep workout the other day. Only had a day of rest in between, so I might have to drop the volume just a little bit to play it by ear if I'm doing arms twice a week. But yeah, that reverse grip, wide grip bench press went really good. And when we get 275 for, was it 6 or 7 reps there? That was really good. Dumbbell flies felt really good. Wasn't able to really go up in a lot of the other exercises before when I was saying when I wanted to really prioritize certain compound movements to begin with, like what we're doing with legs, we're doing squats first to really progressively overload. And then beyond that, I don't really believe it's junk volume because it's still shaping, the muscle's still growing. So when I do the incline movements, my upper chest just really swells. And so the numbers did go up in the incline dumbbell press. I think I did use 105 a couple workouts ago. And I think I got that for maybe 7 reps. But I also started with the incline dumbbell press first. And so this time I went to 95 pounds and used my wraps. And what did we do, like 12 reps? And I think before when I'd done 90, I think I did like 10 or 11. I think actually, no, 95 we got for 13 this time. So we did go up and I did use those elbow wraps, which also really helped too. With those exercises, felt really good, especially on the incline, that hammer strength machine. Really good, really good. So, yeah, it's like we don't always have to progressively overload, and each time if I am able to go up with reps on certain weights more so than last time, that's a win for me. Even if I don't go up on my heaviest set, that's okay, especially if we're doing more volume. Because you can only do so much volume to where it's almost counterproductive to where it's like, okay, we're just trying to get as much blood in there, and then once you're beyond the point of no return, then you just got to get out of there and feed the muscle. So yeah, really good workout. I really appreciate you guys following along. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. And again, thank you so much, Alexis, for subscribing. That was really cool. It's neat to see the channel grow, and it's cool when they're your friends of yours. It's people that are close by. It's not people that you've never met before, and that's a blessing too. There's a number of my subscribers on my channel that I don't know, and so it's neat to see. It's neat to see new subscribers like that, to see you guys comment. And so I get to know you better and grow our little fellowship. All right, well, I need to get home. It's already 1:01 in the morning, and my wife's probably wondering where I am. So appreciate you guys. We're going to be back tomorrow for a back workout, and we're going to be trying to do like 6 days a week training now, trying to configure that so we can get arms in there twice without it interfering with like the chest workout and the other arm workout. Biceps should be fine. It takes a lot to be able to overtrain those for me to where it would interfere with my other back workout. So yeah, well, I will see you guys until next time. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.